everyone, welcome to English Tutorial Edu. This is Sumita and today we shall be learning about this wonderful poem, A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal by William Wordsworth. This poem is about the death of a loved one. How does the poet feel when he thinks about his beloved's death? How does he imagine her to be after death? Let us read this poem and find out. A slumber did my spirit seal. I had no human fears. She seemed a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. The motion has she now no force, she neither hears nor sees, rolled round in earth's diurnal course with rocks and stones and trees. So this poem by William Wordsworth is a short poem with 2 stanzas, each stanza having 4 lines. In the first stanza, he says, A slumber did my spirit seal, I had no human fears. She seemed a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. Here, slumber means sleep, spirit means soul, seal means lock or shut off. I had no human fears. Human fears here stand for emotions that arise from danger. She seemed means she appeared to be a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. What does earthly year means? It means the ravages of time. So in this first stanza, he tells us that his spirit was in a state of sleep. Here, sleep, ignorance. And it was shut off from the realities of life. The poet had no human fears. He was ignorant about the approaching death, and he was in a state of happiness because his beloved, the lively and lovely Lucy, seemed or appeared to be a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. It seemed that she was so lovely, so beautiful and young that it seemed that time could never harm her. She could never ever die. These lines can also be interpreted as the poet's feelings after her death. The poet's soul was numbed with shock after the he was so shocked that he did not have any kind of feelings. So he did not have any kind of fear because his beloved was already dead. So he did not have the fear of losing her anymore. Now, being dead, she seemed to be a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. So now time can never ever harm her anymore. So she is beyond the reach of time. In the second stanza, no motion has she now no force, she neither hears nor sees, rolled round in earth's diurnal course with rocks and stones and trees. Here motion means movement, force means power of her own. Rolled round here implies that she is being rotated in earth's diurnal course, in the daily movement of the earth. With rocks and stones and trees, these rocks and stones and trees tell us that she has become a part of nature. So here in this second stanza, the poet says that now Lucy has no motion or movement of her own. She has no power of her own to move around. She is now dead and cannot see or hear anything anymore. Now she is rolled around or rotated along with the earth in its rotational movement, and that is the only force that is moving her. She is being rotated with the rocks and stones and trees because she has now become a part of nature. We all know that when we die, we become a part of nature. It is said from dust to dust. So this stanza tells that the poet has accepted death and is now no longer afraid of losing his beloved anymore because she is now an inseparable part of nature and will eternally roll around with the earth's rotation on its axis, just like the rocks and stones and trees. Now let us see what literary devices have been used here. Slumber spirit, and seal. All these words start with the S sound, S sound. So alliteration has been used as S sound has been repeated in slumber, spirit, and seal. Here, slumber is the metaphor for the poet's numb state of mind. Okay, so his numb state of mind is compared to sleep or slumber. In the last line, the touch of earthly years. So earth has been personified, personification has been used. Just like humans, the earth can also touch. Enjambment has been used in line 1 and 3. Enjambment is continuous consecutive lines of poetry without period or full stop to indicate flow of thought. So here we see that the flow of thought is continued from the first line to the second line. As slumber did my spirit seal, I had no human fears. So the continuation of a line. She seemed a thing that could not feel the touch of earth. The fourth line is the continuation of the third line. In the second stanza, rolled round, again we see R sound has been used, R has been used in consecutive words, so alliteration has been used as R sound is repeated. Then repetition of the word no and. No motion has seen now no force, so repetition has been used. With rocks and stones and trees, repetition has been used. The words have been repeated twice in the same line. Enjambment has been again used in line 1 and 3. No motion has seen now no force, he neither hears or sees. So the first line is a continuation of the second line. And roll round in earth's diurnal course with rocks and stones and trees. The third line is continued in the fourth line. So these are the literary devices that have been used in this poem. Now let us see the rhyme scheme of this poem. The first line ends with seal, the second line with fears, A, B. Feel rhymes with seal, so it is A. Years rhyme with fear, so it is B. So first stanza, A, B, A, B. Second stanza, the fifth line ends with force, that is C. Then C's D. Course rhymes with force, it is C. And trees rhyme with C's, so it is D. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. The poem Slumber Did My Spirit Seal deals with the inevitability of death and the stoic calm that one experiences with acceptance of death. So what is the theme of Slumber Did My Spirit Seal? The inevitability of death. The poet accepts death of his beloved and realizes that she has become a part of nature and is now beyond the grasp of time. Nothing can harm her, and in being a part of nature, she has been immortalized. We can also say that it is William Wordsworth who has immortalized her through his poems. So William Wordsworth was born in 1770 and he died in 1850. He was one of the greatest of English romantic poets. He mastered all major verse forms like lyrics, ballads, odes, sonnets, narrative poetry and reflective verse. So these are all different types of poetry. He is a poet of nature and wrote in the language of everyday speech. In his preface to Lyrical Ballads, which is a very famous book of the Romantic age, which he published with his friend Coleridge. So Coleridge and Wordsworth are the most famous romantic poets. The romantic poets wrote about nature. He explains that his motive was to write poetry for the ordinary reader. His most famous works include Tintern Abbey, The Prelude. His collection of poems include a host of lyrics, odes, sonnets. He became the poet laureate of Britain in 1864. A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal belong to the Lucy group of poems. So he has a group of poems which has written about Lucy. It is probably that Lucy does not represent any real person. So she was someone imaginary. She is possibly Wordsworth's ideal of what powers of nature can do to bring about perfection in the development of human form and mind. The only poem in the group where he does not mention Lucy's name. So in the other poems he has mentioned Lucy's name, but not in the last poem where he thinks that she is dead. So if you did like this video, please press the like and subscribe to my channel and put your queries in the comment box. Thanks for watching.